I'm Jacqueline. I'm here for Airport Improvement Magazine, and we are here with Todd.
And I'm Todd Merrihew. I'm the Senior Vice President of Hanson Professional Services, leading their aviation team.
So can you tell us a little bit about Hanson Professional Services and your role there?
Sure, Jacqueline, I'd love to. I enjoy this opportunity to talk about my team and my company. Hanson Professional Services is a full-service engineering firm. We're employee-owned. We've got over 500 employees in 28 offices nationally. We were founded in 1954 and are currently celebrating our 70th anniversary. We're a full-service engineering firm. We're broken up into 6 different markets: industry, infrastructure, government, power, rail, and of course aviation. And then we've got a lot of ancillary services that we do to support our clients, from land acquisition to commissioning, asset management, grant assistance, things like that as well. And we try to adapt to what their needs are.
So Todd, can you tell us about some of the recent trends in the industry and kind of how that's affected Hanson Professional Services?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's a great time to be in the industry. You can see from the number of people that are at the conference here and the energy you've got here, the industry is really in a nice growth pattern. And of course, that's a really big deal after a couple of years of struggle we went through after going through COVID and everything. So it's nice to have that rebound and see that growth. One of the unique things about that growth is there's been a shift in the passenger counts. It used to be a little more heavy business and less on the leisure side. And now the leisure portion is ramped up. So while the airports are at similar, slightly above the levels they were in 2019, the passenger mix has changed, and that's driven them to change how they think and change how they function for both the airports and the airlines. Another really cool thing going on in the industry right now is the funding that's available. The FAA reauthorization bill, the bipartisan infrastructure law funding that's out there, and there's tons of grant funding for sustainability and environment and innovation that are out there that clients can tap into. And a really big one that's new to the industry with the bill funding is funding available for terminals. And we've got some general aviation clients where that's been a huge differentiator for them to get updated and be able to handle some of this growth that's going on. And then last thing, on the innovation side, there's still a really big push for new and different things. The Gerald R. Ford International Airport, I sat in on the seminar they had on their flight program that they've got going on, addressing some of these innovations. But the change to alternative fuels into electric vehicles is really a push that's going to continue and adapt the industry.
Okay, so do you have a project coming up with that?
Okay, yeah, well, so we sort of try to take a holistic approach with our clients on how to address what's coming, right? We try to be future thinking. We work with them to think to the future. A lot of these things that we're talking about now aren't going to hit the industry maybe for a few years while some of them are integrating now, but you got to be ready for when they get here. So the prep starts now. So we've got the catchphrase we use with our clients: are you ready? Are you ready for the future? Are you ready for the innovation? Are you ready for electric vehicles? And work with them on how to adapt and prepare for that. And some of the things we do along those lines are we deal with energy management and resiliency to help them prepare. And along with that sort of commissioning and asset management, follow along that same lines, because that sort of fits with making your existing and facilities you're completing as efficient as possible to prepare you for the future. And then a couple other areas that we focus on strongly that we think are going to be major impacts to the market in the near future are advanced air mobility, which there's a session on later today, and then also virtual control towers. And we're working with clients on those things right now and prepping for when those really hit the marketplace. And then a little thing I mentioned the funding sources. Okay, a great thing for the clients that we've got, we work with them on the various funding opportunities that can fit with the types of projects they have coming up. And then after we look at that, we work with them on the pros and cons of those different funding options, because there are requirements that you have to follow if you're going to accept the funding.
Right.
So sometimes that drives them away from a certain funding source into another one. And then once they pick where they want to go, we help them do the grant application and get that out there to hopefully get the funding in place.
So a full start to finish, because you're helping them figure out what funding option is best, helping them be proactive for adjustments that would come later. and choose whichever way to set up the phases of their projects.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? We're a partner with them, and we want to help them get to where they need to be.
All along the way.
All along the way, you got it.
So any other broad ways that you can help support the industry with these changes?
Yeah, so, I've been in the industry for 30 years now. Aviation's the passion for me and my team. So we do look for some things we can do outside of just supporting our clients, how we can support the industry. And one thing that we've enjoyed doing over the past few years is we've worked with the Airport Cooperative Research Program. The ACRP is an organization that looks to find practical solutions to problems that airport operators see in the marketplace. And we've been working with them over the past few years. We've been lead author on a few different guidebooks and roadmaps for them, with the most recent one being the Airport Energy Resiliency Roadmap that was just released a couple months ago, and you can find that on the ACRP website.
Okay. Any other particular specific projects that you want to share about recently?
We're always trying to work with the clients and partner and adapt to support their needs, because we're not in it for just the single project, right?
Right.
We want to be their partners for 10, 20, 30 years, throughout the lifespan. And we're working with them to adapt and grow with the industry. We've got to do the same type of thing. So one unique way for us that we've done that recently is we had a client that wanted to shift more from doing design bid build projects to doing design build projects. Well, we went out and got our general contractor's license for Hanson so we could do designer-led design build projects for them. Okay, so now we can help them from project inception and planning all the way through the final construction. And that gives them sort of the one-stop shop, which we like that as well, obviously, because it helps us out, and it helps them implement some of the projects that they've got going more rapidly. So that's one thing we're doing to sort of adapt and change.
More continuity and familiarity with the team they're working with.
Yep.
Perfect. Anything else that you would like to share that I didn't cover?
Just one little thing I mentioned at the start, that this is our 70th anniversary. As part of that, in adapting and changing and innovating, we're going to update our logo near the end of the year here. So you can look out for that new change in the logo.
Okay, perfect. Where do we look for that? Is it going to be announced on the website or any other special unveiling things to look forward to?
We'll be doing some press releases.
Okay.
It'll be announced on the website, so you can look for it on the company website.
Okay, excited to see it.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Appreciate it, Jacqueline.
Thanks, Todd.